This week we start Module 4, which is about data and evidence-informed decisions. So if you look at week 7, you will be thinking about what data-driven decision-making or evidence-informed decision-making is and why it's important in curriculum development. And then you will be finding evidence in order to select instructional methods and learning activities. You will read chapter 7 in the textbooks, and then this PDF as well. So click this link, make sure that you read it. And then if you're doing a differentiated curriculum, read chapter 5 in the Tomlinson and McTighe book, Integrating Differentiated Instruction and Understanding by Design. Or if you are integrating global learning or inquiry, then read this, Going Global with Project-Based Inquiry, to give you some ideas of what that can look like. You have a discussion board post that will be a synthesis of what you read here, and then looking towards the future as you are using data in order to inform your own decisions about what should be in the curriculum. You will be using these readings to support your rationale. So data-driven decision-making or evidence-based decision-making is a loop. It's a cycle. It can be an iterative cycle, meaning that just because you've gathered data and you're now in the interpreting stage doesn't mean you don't need to go back and gather more data. Maybe when you interpret the data, you see that you actually need more. Okay, so gathering data, client data would be who your clients are, your students. Or if you're a curriculum designer being hired by a school district, then it would be district level. So whatever level you are designing the curriculum, if it's district, then the district would be your clients. If it's classroom level, then your students would be the kind of data you're looking for. Outcome data is what makes it cyclical, because after you implement the curriculum, then you want to see what happened because of it. And so then that outcome data leads you through the cycle again. Interpreting the data, if it's qualitative, meaning words, or quantitative, you still analyze it. So quantitative data can be what percentage of students reached the percent criterion that you sent. So if you wanted them to score 80% or higher on the test, then how many were able to do that? But it can also be qualitative. So if your data included interviews with students or a survey where there were open responses, then you analyze that looking for patterns. You look across all the different responses and try to categorize them into patterns. And discuss it with other people, reflect on it, let it sink in, think about it, and then develop an action plan, enact the change, and then it starts all over. So I think a lot of times we rely on standardized tests, but there are other forms of evidence other than test scores. So products of student learning can be projects, they can be performances, they can be essays, photo essays, works of art. There's all different kinds of, they can be inquiry projects, research projects. And the thing is, you want them to be good quality. So you can look at this resource to make sure that your products of student learning are sophisticated. Another way to collect data is through an audit. So look at the current curriculum and do an audit for diverse authors. How many are men? How many are women? Is it 50-50? Are there diverse authors from different ethnic groups or cultural backgrounds or racial identities? Is there different scientists portrayed, or are they all white dead men as we sometimes see in English books. And then use that in order to make your decisions. Let's see if this will open here. So this is a video about understanding by design that you can open in a new tab, and then your discussion board post. So after reading chapter 7 and the other documents, do you think your district or school uses one of the methods described? So you'll see different models of data-driven decision-making in the book. Not every method of teaching produces quantifiable data. Review the teaching models from 6420, 6423, and think about what should count as data or evidence in your district or school. This is an example of spiraling the curriculum. So we are looking at the materials from 6420 again, even though you took that last semester or last year, in order to kind of bring it back into your working memory and allow you to think a little deeper on those subjects. And this is an optional just resource for your collection of resources. Now, after this week, it is midterms. Yay, midterm. So remember that at the beginning of the course, we talked about for the midterm, you will be writing a literature review. That's a library research paper. So throughout the course, we take an inquiry stance to curriculum, to question past curriculum development theories and imagine better practices for the future, and to work together to construct answers to our 3 essential questions about effective curriculum. Now, for the midterm, you're going to examine a line of inquiry that's personal to you. So what do you want to learn more about? What's a problem with the curriculum as it stands that you want to learn more about? And you'll conduct library research and write a 3 to 5 page paper using MLA or APA. So here are some topics that you could think about. Social justice in the curriculum. You could look at multicultural education in the content area that you are writing. Arguments against standardization of the curriculum. Considering the needs of diverse learners. If you're doing integration, you could research integrating global learning with the curriculum, integrating STEAM with the curriculum. If you are looking to become a leader, then you could look at the organizational leadership research and write a paper about what research says about leading change or about a particular leadership style. Or if you're interested in integrating technology or digital learning, you could do a research paper on online curriculum development or blended learning hybrid courses. And then that will be due March 31st. Okay, so this is not published. You do not have a midterm exam. It is the paper. That's what your midterm is. So I look forward to hearing about your data-driven decision-making and evidence-informed decisions and reading your midterm papers.